This is the third video to model the screw. The screw is very easy to model. It looks very complicated, but it's very, very, very easy to model. How I did it, I'm going to go back. I'm going to play a few things for you so you get an idea. It's one sketch. It's a very simple sketch to make. I'm going to go back to the beginning of this. I'm going to turn the browser viewer on the white of the screw, the sketch of the screw. And as I cycle forward, you can see I just started off with basically just two rectangles, and trimmed out the center line in between them. I'll go back, trimmed out the center lines right here. And this is what I'm going to revolve around. I'm working on the radius, not the diameter of this dimension and this dimension. So if I go into that sketch, we can take a look, and we're going to go ahead and edit sketch. How I did this, I made a line 3.2 inches that is a 3.2 inch rectangle, and then that is 0.495. I made another rectangle that is 0.25 by 2.2 inches right there, and I trimmed out this line, that line, and the middle lines there. That's all I did. It's a very simple sketch. There's a lot of ways to do this. You can do the line tool. Now, the important thing is that you make this dimension 0.25 and you make this dimension 0.495. It is half the diameter. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit more so you can see what I am referring to. Let's scroll down. So the dimensions here are not super obvious. 0.99 is the diameter before the medium knurl. So that is from the distance from this line here to this line here, 0.99. And then the other one is this one right here, 1/2 13 UNC 2A. 1/2 13 is 1/2 inch diameter thread, major diameter thread, dash 13 threads per inch. UNC is unified coarse, and 2A is external, normal external thread. Nothing too complicated. So this distance here from here is 1/2 inch. Therefore, we're going to sketch only half of this round object. We're going to put a center line down the middle and revolve it to make the full diameter. So we're basically going to revolve around the radius. So we're going to take all these dimensions divided by 2. So 1/2 divided by 2 is 1/4, or 0.25, and 0.99 divided by 2 is 0.495. So that's how I started that. I'm going to finish sketch, and then I went to the revolve option and revolve this sketch around this axis all the way around, and I'm going to make this a little bigger. And then I'm going to go to the next line, revolve it. I added some chamfers. You can see the first chamfer is right there. The next chamfer is at the ends. The very last thing I did is threaded it. If you want to play around with a knurl here, you can. I'm going to start this from scratch. I'm going to make a new part. I'm going to do this pretty quickly because it's such an easy part to make from new. Design. Go up here, file, new. And I'm going to call headset screw. So I'm going to do save, and I'm going to call it video. Very first thing I'm going to do is sketch on the XZ plane because it's a round object. I'm going to make a line that's infinitely long, much longer than our part. And it doesn't matter how big, it just needs to be bigger than our part. And I'm going to make this first rectangle. You could do this two ways. You could have 0.99 divided by 2. And we're going to do the full length, 3.2 inches, I believe. I'm hitting tab to cycle between these two values, and I'm going to left click. 3.2 by 0.495, fully constrained object. So we're 3.2 inches long, and the diameter is 0.99. So half of that would be 0.495. Then I'm going to go ahead and make another rectangle here. Oops. You actually could do a line from this corner going down. So it's going to be 0.495 minus 0.25. And I'm going to hit tab. This is 2.2 inches long. We'll left click, or you can hit enter. Now you're going to go over to the trim option. Trim, trim. I'm going to do it again because we have two rectangles, trim and trim. Now we have what we need to revolve. If you want to double check and go back, hit the letter D for dimension. This is 0.495. This should be 1 inch. This here should be 0.25. Enter. Any of these dimensions are not right, you always go back in right now and type in the correct size. Now I'm going to go over here. I'm going to hit Finish Sketch at the top right, where you hit Finish Sketch in the dialog box. You're going to hit Revolve. Go to the Revolve option. It automatically selects the profile because there's nothing else there. The axis, you have three places you can select. One, this line extended could be your axis. This center line can be your axis, as well as this blue line here can be your axis. Any of these will work. So if I don't want to select that, I can select this line. Is revolve, I can go ahead and select OK now. To double check my work, I can go ahead and select this diameter. It tells me the radius is 0.25, the diameter is 0.5. I'm going to go restart the selection. I'm going to come over here. This should be 0.99 inches. It is. Now I'm ready to go ahead and begin fillets. So I'm going to make a fillet up here. And let's come over to my drawing. It's nice to have the drawing up 30 thousandths. So the fillet edge is going to be 0.030, which I think is going to be too small for the threads, and you have a sharp edge there. And it looks like I might have put a radius on there. I did. You might be able to go to Edit Feature and change fillet. Nope, I did the wrong option, and that's okay. If you do the wrong thing, that's all right. We're going to delete it, and you come back up here. I meant to say chamfer. This is a chamfer, not a fillet. 0.030. Okay, it's 30 thousandths right there. Chamfer. If you make a mistake, you can come back down here and you can double click it and type in 30 thousandths. 0.030, 31 thousandths. The next area we're going to do, we're going to chamfer this 0.13 here and here. So it's 130 thousandths. So go up here to chamfer. Select here. Select here. Oops. And type in 0.130. 131 thousandths. And I'm going to select Enter. The very last thing we're going to do is create some threads, and we're going to be pretty much all done. So we're going to go to Modify. Create. And threads are right here. You can add external or internal. We're going to select this. Sometimes it automatically sets it to you depending on the size of your part. Since you model this correctly, it's a half. It should automatically set things up for you. We're going to go half 13. It is a 2A thread, but that's not that important. But if you want to go to model, you're going to choose this box over here, and it's going to model the thread. So it's actually cutting it out. Select OK here, and selects, and now we are all finished with this part. So you orient it in the view you'd like, and hit Control S for save and file save as, and now you have a fully modeled screw that looks very nice, and you're ready to go ahead and manufacture your start manufacturing and tool G&M code your project. All right, thank you for watching.